I'm a licensed mortgage broker. When you buy a house, I get paid. When you rent, I make exactly nothing. So keep this in mind, because today I'm going to show you the honest math on renting versus buying. Both directions, including the months where renting flat beats buying. Yeah, I'm serious. Because right now, you're being lied to from both sides, two different sides. One side of the comments says renting is throwing away money. That every rent check you write is a little donation to your landlord's boat fund. The other side says buying is a scam. Houses are overpriced, mortgage is a trap, the whole game is rigged. Both sides sound confident. Both sides are leaving out exactly half the math. So today we run the whole thing with real numbers. A $400,000 house against $2,200 a month rent, every cost turned face up, including the ones each side conveniently forgets. And by the end, you'll have a 5-year rule that tells you not your landlord, not your uncle, not the comments which side you should actually be on. Fair warning, the first number is going to surprise you. Real quick before the numbers, do me a favor and tap the like button, please. It costs you nothing, takes you a second, and it genuinely helps this channel more than you think. Okay, here's the deal. One honest note first. I'm a licensed mortgage broker. This is education, not financial advice for your exact situation. I'm using clean numbers. 6.5% rate, average cost, so you can see how the machine works. The city will move these numbers up or down. The machine itself works the same everywhere. A real quick, so you know exactly what this channel is. You bring me your situation, your rent, your savings, the should I even buy that's stuck in your head. I will build a whole video around it and run real numbers start to finish. That's the whole idea here. Today is rent versus buy, so keep your own numbers in the back of your mind. All right, picture the house, $400,000, right around what a normal starter home runs in a lot of the country now. Not a mansion, it's a 3-bedroom, a decent kitchen, in a yard the size of a rug. And across the street, picture the exact same life for rent. Same neighbor, same commute, same square feet, $2,200 a month. Those are 2 doors. And if that $400,000 price already made you laugh because you're splitting rent with roommates and a down payment might as well be $1 billion, stay with me. This video is exactly for you. And I promise the answer at the end is not, have you tried being rich? So let's walk through the door 1 and buy it honestly. You don't need 20% down. That's a whole other myth for another day. We'll do what most first-time home buyers actually do, and that's 5% down. On a $400,000 house, that's $20,000. And let's respect that number for a second. Because if you're renting right now, you know $20,000 is not a footnote. That's a years of saying no to things. You borrow the rest, $380,000, 30-year fixed at 6.5%. The payment, principal, and interest comes to about $2,402 a month. And right here is where one side of the internet stops the math. $2,400 to own, $2,200 to rent. Basically the same payment, the one of them builds equity, renting is throwing away money. All right, let's slow down. Because the mortgage payment is not the cost of owning a house, not even close. The house comes with property taxes, it comes with home insurance. On our house, call those about $550 a month combined. And nobody waives them because you're 28. Then there's the cost renters never see coming, maintenance. When you own, there is a landlord. There is no landlord to text. The water heater dies at 2 in the morning, that's on you. The AC quits in July, that's you. The roof gets 1 year older every single year, quietly, saving up a bill with your name on it. A good honest for all of its about 1% of the home value a year. On our house, that's about $333 a month. Every month, even when months where nothing breaks. Because it's all just saving up. So, stack the true cost of owning. About $2,400 for the loan, $550 for taxes and insurance, $333 for a slow leak called maintenance. That totals to about $32.85 a month. And the exact same life across the street rents for $2,200. So let me say the sentence a mortgage broker is not supposed to say. In month one, renting is cheaper. Not a little cheaper, about $1,000 a month cheaper. If everyone who've ever pushed you to buy never showed you that full stack, now you know what it looks like. And real quick, that's the real pitch here. Today's video is sponsored by me. There's no sponsor. This channel is my business. I'm a licensed mortgage broker, and if you're buying or refinancing in the next few months, this generally is what I do all day. Book a free call with me. There's no pressure, no pitch, nothing, and I'll walk you actually through the numbers and tell you what you really qualify for. You can scan the code on the screen or tap the link in the description. Under the comment section, it's the top comment, the pinned one. All right, let's get back to it here. Bring your rent, your savings, your maybe plans. We'll run the real numbers, no pressure in either direction. And if your answer is keep renting, I'll say exactly that. You've watched me be honest and do honest math this whole video. The phone call works the same way. And honestly, it gets worse for the buying side before it gets better. Look inside that first mortgage payment. On that $2,402 you send in month one, about $2,058 is interest. Interest doesn't buy you a single square inch of the house. It's rent. You're just paying it to the bank instead of a landlord. The part that actually buys the house, the principal, is about $344. That's it. Out of that whole payment, $344 became yours. So the next time someone tells you every rent dollar is wasted and every mortgage dollar builds wealth, walk them through the owner's month one. The interest, thrown away. Taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, same story, gone. Owning has its own pile of throwaway money. And in the early years, it's most of the payment. That's not math, that's marketing. So, case closed, right? Houses are a scam, renting wins. Screenshot it for the group chat. No, hold on. Because that's the side the internet is running. The exact same trick in the opposite direction. They freeze the picture at month one. The renter's best month, the owner's worst month. And they never press play. Because when you press play, When you let a few years actually go by, this entire table flips over. Here's the first thing time does. Your rent does not stay at $2,200. You already know this. You've lived it. Every renewal, that email shows up. We're excited to inform you about updates to your lease. And there it is, up again. Nationally, rents climb about 3.5% a year, on average, more in the years where city gets discovered. Run that forward for 10 years. Your $2,200 rent is about $3,100 a month. Same apartment, same parking spot, same weird neighbor. Now look at the owner's payment, $2,402. Year 1, $2,402. Year 10, $2,402. Year 2, 25, $2,402. Still $2,402. A 30-year fixed rate is the only major bill in your life that is frozen for 30 years, while your income hopefully grows past it. Rent has no ceiling. The payment has no growth. And in year 30, the payment does one thing the rent will never do. It goes to zero forever. Here's the second thing time does, and it's quieter. Every month, that little principal piece, the $344 that felt like a joke in month 1, grows. That's how a mortgage amortizes. Every payment, a little less goes to interest. A little more buys the house, and it speeds up every single year. After year 10, your balance is down to $322,000. You've paid off $58,000 of the house without even thinking about it once. But that's the small half of the story. Historically, American homes have appreciated around 4% a year. That's an average. There's no guarantee with that. Flat stretches exist, and we're getting to them. But at 4%, your house, your $400,000 house, is worth about $592,000 after 10 years. So run the 10-year scoreboard. The house is worth $592,000. You owe $322,000. Your equity is $270,000. Read that again. You walked in with $20,000. 10 years of just paying your bill and living your life. You're now sitting on about $270,000. How? One word is leverage. The one genuine cheat code in this whole story. Your $20,000 that was saved up in the beginning for a down payment was only 5% of the house. But the house doesn't grow on your $20,000. It grows on the whole $400,000 purchase price. The bank put up the 95% of the money, and you keep 100% of the growth. There is almost nowhere else in life where a normal person gets handed that deal. It's why homeowners on average end up with a dramatically more wealth than renters. Not because they're smarter, not because they hustle harder. Their money just had a bigger base to grow on. Now, one honesty check before you get too excited. That equity is real, but it's locked inside your walls. You can't go buy groceries with a 1-bedroom. You can't take your bedroom and check out at the grocery store. Getting it out means selling the house or borrowing against it. Equity is wealth with a child-proof cap. Remember that, because it matters in a minute. All right, deep breath here, because now I owe you the other side. If I ended the video here, I'd just be the lie number 1 with better lighting. So here's the strongest, honest case for renting. Played completely fair. Remember at the start, renting the same life was cheaper by $1,000 a month. Early on, that gap runs roughly $800 to $1,100, shrinking slowly as rent climbs. So what if the renter is disciplined? What if that difference gets invested automatically every single month into a plain, boring index fund earning the market's long-run average? We'll call it 8%. After 10 years, that account is sitting at $146,000. Let that land for a second. That's real wealth. No roof to replace, no property tax bill, no weekends at the hardware store. And every dollar of that is liquid. No child-proof cap, no lock. If the perfect job opens across the country, that account moves with them in the afternoon. And here's the part the pro-buying crowd never says out loud. If home prices go flat for a decade, and flat stretches have absolutely happened, the disciplined renter doesn't just keep up, the disciplined renter wins. So, no, renting is not throwaway money. Renting plus investing the difference is a legitimate wealth strategy. But look at the word holding the entire sentence up, disciplined. Every month, through every raise, every move, it's just one trip for 10 straight years. And I've had to be honest about that and how it actually happens, because I've been watching real people's money for 20 years. Most people never invest the difference. They absorb it. The apartment with the gym, the car payment, the lifestyle grows one streaming service at a time, and nobody ever decides anything. Meanwhile, the homeowner is forced to save. The principal comes out of their account every month, whether they feel motivated or not. It's a wealth plan with no off switch. I made a whole video about this effect. My quit investing video is on this channel. And the lesson lands the same way here. On paper, the math picks the winner. The real life behavior picks the winner. The spreadsheet renter gets rich. The average renter gets a nicer couch. So here's the honest 10-year scoreboard. The buyers, $270,000 happens by default. The renter's $146,000 requires 10 years of perfect behavior. Both numbers are real. One of them is automatic, which brings us to the actual answer. And it's not renting is stupid, and it's not buying is a scam. It's a rule. The 5-year rule. Write this down. Buying a house has a cover charge on both ends of the deal. Getting in has closing costs and lender fees, title, all of it runs about 2 to 5% of the house. And getting out is the heavy one. Between agents' commissions, selling costs, the exit runs around 8%. Your equity needs time to outgrow those 2 toll booths. And historically, that takes about 5 years. So here's the rule, as plain as I can make it. If there's a real chance you move within about 5 years, then rent. No job that could relocate you. New job that could relocate you, rent. Might follow the person you're dating to another city, rent. Genuinely can't picture where your life is at 32, rent. And notice that's the mortgage broker saying it, because renting was never throwing away money. Renting is buying something the internet forgot to put on a price. That's flexibility. The ability to say yes to the better offer in another city with 2 months of notice instead of a sell of commission and a prayer. In your 20s, flexibility might honestly be the most valuable thing you can own. You're not behind, you're liquid. There's a difference. And you're sitting there right now thinking, okay, but which side of the 5-year line am I actually on? That conversation is literally my job all day. And one more honest thing, because I know it's sitting in the back of your mind. The internet's favorite third door: just wait for the crash. Look, maybe prices dip, maybe they grind sideways, maybe they climb another 10 years while you wait. I don't know. And neither does anyone in this comment section of this video or any of my videos. Anyone who swears they do is usually selling something. That's the beauty of the 5-year rule. It works without a crystal ball. It's built on your life, not a prediction. So when does buying win? When these 4 things are true. 1, you're staying put for 5 years. The city feels like yours. The job is steady. You can picture the same address on your driver's license for a while. 2, your income is stable enough that a fixed payment is a feature, not a threat. A frozen payment is superpower under a steady paycheck, and a trap under a shaky one. 3, your emergency fund survives the down payment. If buying takes literally every dollar you've got, you're not ready. Because the first water heater that dies goes straight onto the card. And now the house owns you. And 4, the payment doesn't strangle the rest of your life. Run it on the true cost, the full $3,285, not the $2,400 payment calculator quotes you. And if the number still leaves you room to live, to invest a little, to breathe, you're ready. All 4 true, buy. Because from that day forward, the math only bends further your way. Rent keeps climbing, your payment stays frozen, the balance keeps falling, and growth keeps compounding the full price of the house, not just your slice of it. So here's the entire video in 4 sentences. Renting is cheaper today and it buys you flexibility. That's not a failure. That's a strategy. Buying costs more today and it buys your future. A payment that never rises, a savings plan you can't skip, and growth on your money the bank puts you in. If your next 5 years are foggy, rent proudly and invest the difference like it's a bill you owe your future self. If your next 5 years are steady, buying is probably the best boring decision you'll ever make. Both of those can be the right answer for 2 different people in the same city making the same paycheck. The only losing move is letting one side of the internet do the math for you. One last time, because it matters. The growth numbers we used are 4% on home appreciation, 8% on the market appreciation, are historic averages, not promises. Your rent, your city, your timeline all move that answer more than anything. So run your own numbers before you move real money. Now, before you go, I'll ask you straight. If a mortgage broker spending a whole video telling you not to buy a house earned a little trust, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I don't say that as a throwaway line. This channel is small, and every single like, every subscribe tells YouTube to show this video to the next renter being called an idiot because both sides of the internet talk at the same time. That person might be your roommate. It's free, it takes 1 second, and it keeps honest math showing up on your feed. So if I've earned it, tap like and hit subscribe. And drop me a comment with 2 numbers. How much you pay in rent and the price of the house you've been eyeballing. I'll tell you which side of the 5-year line the math puts you on. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.